Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamu alaikum. Today I am going to start English speaking course. This is Spoken English Part 1. Whenever we want to learn a language, there are two main aspects of a language. There are two main pillars, you can say: accuracy and fluency. Whenever we want to learn a language, we have to be focused about these two main pillars, main aspects of a language. What is accuracy and what is fluency? Accuracy means to speak a language with correct grammar and pronunciation. आपकी grammar भी ठीक हो और आपकी pronunciation भी ठीक हो. If you are not speaking a language properly with correct grammar and with correct pronunciation, you cannot communicate properly. You cannot convey your message properly. And the second thing is fluency. What is fluency? Normally, people mix fluency with speed. Fluency does not mean speed. तेज बोलना, बस एक रफ्तार के साथ बोलना, speed के साथ बोलना, this is not fluency. Fluency means to speak a language with coherence, logical connection between your sentences. There should be coherence, logical sequence, logical connection, a reasonable pace. That is fluency. Fluency does not mean speed. Now the question arises that how can we get accuracy, a level of accuracy, and how can we get a reasonable level of fluency? So for accuracy, you have to learn, you will have to take classes, you will have to consult a teacher. From any source you will have to learn grammar and pronunciation. It will take time, it's a gradual process. And for fluency, what will you do? You will practice, you will speak out. The more you speak, the more fluent you become. Simple rule. जितना ज़्यादा आप बोलेंगे, जितना ज़्यादा आप अपने आप को एक्सप्रेस करेंगे उस पर्टिकुलर लैंग्वेज में जो आप सीखना चाहते हैं, आप उस लैंग्वेज में फ्लुएंट बनेंगे. Here we are talking about English language. The more you speak, the more fluent you become. You will have to speak out. You will have to express yourself. You will have to be confident. Normally people feel agitation, shyness while speaking English. So you will have to remove your hesitation. You will have to be confident. Then you will become fluent. Now one more thing, that which one is more important? Either accuracy or fluency. So importance should be given to fluency, because accuracy is a gradual process. You will have to be focused about fluency. Accuracy will come automatically with the passage of time, because as I have already told you, it's a gradual process. It will come with the passage of time, but you have to put your emphasis, put your focus on fluency. Just speak out, just try to be fluent without caring about, without bothering about accuracy, right? Okay, so for accuracy, I will teach you the basic grammar and then pronunciation, and for fluency, I will make you practice. You will have to practice. So just after this video, you will start speaking English. This is my guarantee. Keep this thing in mind. You will have to watch this video till the end, and at the end of this video, today, this is your first day. This is part 1, Spoken English part 1, and believe me, you will start speaking English from the very first day. Okay, let's get started. First of all, I would like to discuss the basic components of a sentence. How do we form a simple sentence? What are the basic components of a sentence? Well, these four are the basic components of a sentence. Number 1, subject, then helping verb, then main verb, then object. These four are the basic components of a sentence. On the basis of these four components, we may construct a simple sentence. As subject, what is a subject? Subject is doer of an action. In Urdu we call it file. And There are two parts of speech which play the function of a subject in a sentence, noun and pronoun. We have discussed noun in detail and we will discuss pronoun in parts of speech section, but here I just tell you that pronoun is a word that is used instead of a noun sometimes to avoid repetition. And personal pronouns which play the function of a subject, personal pronouns are I, singular, we, plural, first person singular, and then second person you and plural again you, third person singular he, she and it, and third person plural they. These are personal pronouns which play the function of a subject in a sentence. It will be either noun or a pronoun, personal pronoun. Then the next component is helping verb. What is helping verb? Helping verb help the main verb in completion of meanings. And there are three categories of pronoun: do, be, and have. In the category of do, we have do, does, and did. In the category of be, we have is, am, are, was, and were. And in the category of have, we have, has, and had. These are primary auxiliaries. We will discuss auxiliary verb in parts of speech section. There are two kinds of auxiliary, primary auxiliary and modal auxiliary. But here, I just tell you, besides these primary auxiliaries, do, does, did, is, am, are, was, were, and has, have, and had, there are certain modal auxiliaries which play the function of this helping verb. And modal auxiliaries are will, shall, should, can, could, may, might, must, ought to. These are modal auxiliaries which play this function. Right? Then the next component is main verb. We will discuss again verb in detail in parts of speech section, but here verb is a word that shows action or the state. And in all the tenses we use at this basic level, we use four forms of a verb: V1 present, V2 past, V3 past participle, and V4 present participle, V1 plus ing. These four forms are normally used in these tenses: present, past, past participle, and present participle. In different tenses, different forms of the verb are used. Then the last component is object. What is object? Object is receiver of an action, recipient of an action. It involves in the action performed by the subject. An action which is performed by the subject. Object is involved in that particular action. And this function, the function of object, is again played by either a noun or a pronoun. And here I told you that pronouns, personal pronouns are used and in subjective cases. But when a pronoun performs the function of an object, it is used in its objective case. When we will discuss pronoun, we will discuss cases of pronoun. But here I tell you the objective cases of all the pronouns which play the function of the subject. For example, if the subject is I, first person singular, when it comes over here, it plays the function of an object, it becomes me, we, us. We, subjective case, us, objective case. Again, you, subjective case, and you, again, objective case. He, subjective case, when it performs the function of a subject, but when it performs pronoun he, when it performs the function of an object, it becomes him, she, her, it remains it, and they becomes them. These are four major components, basic components of a sentence, right? These are the four components on the basis of which we form a sentence. Now, let's discuss sentence number 1, simple present tense. What is a simple present tense? And traditionally we call it present indefinite tense. What is the structure of simple present tense? And whenever we discuss a tense, we discuss three things. We should discuss three things. The first one is the structure. What is the structure of that particular tense? What is the structure of that particular tense? And then what is the sense of the tense? Traditionally we are told identification in Urdu. Urdu has no concern with English. Urdu has its own grammar and English language has its own grammar. So English को उर्दू की मदद से पढ़ाना, this is not fair. उर्दू लैंग्वेज की अपनी ग्रामर है और इंग्लिश की अपनी ग्रामर है. हमें बताया जाता है इसकी पहचान, इसके आइडेंटिफिकेशन के आखिर में ताए ते ती अल्फाज आते हैं, तो समटाइम ये नहीं भी आते. So in English language, simple present tense or present indefinite tense has got its own identification, its own sense. Then the third thing that we should teach our students, that is what is the application of that particular tense. We have learned this tense. Now how will we apply it in our communication? How will we communicate with the help of this tense? This is what I am talking about today. So let's discuss the structure of simple present tense. Simple present tense, the structure is subject plus V1 plus object. This is simple structure. In affirmative, when we say a sentence in affirmation, positive sentence, you can say subject, first form of the verb V1 and object. And there are certain exceptions. If the subject is third person singular pronoun, he, she, and it, or singular noun, we use s or es with first form of the verb. For example, if I say I drink water, but when I use third person singular pronoun, he drinks water, we use s or es. Very simple. And when we form a negative sentence, subject plus do, does plus not plus V1 plus object. This is simple formula. Whenever we form a negative sentence, we put not after the helping verb. And the helping verbs of this tense are do or does. Does with third person singular pronoun or singular noun, and with other pronouns and other nouns, plural nouns, we use do not. It's something very simple. And in case of interrogative sentences, this is simple rule that we put the helping verb at the beginning. Do or does, then plus subject plus V1 plus object. We will discuss how can we ask questions. But here, in this simple tense, we just put the helping verb in the beginning. Do does plus subject plus V1 plus object. So this is the structure of simple present tense. In affirmative, subject plus V1 plus object. In negative, subject plus do does plus not plus V1 plus object. In interrogative sentence, we put the helping verb in the beginning, do does plus subject plus V1 plus object. Now the second very important thing is, what is the sense of the tense? How can we identify if the sentence is not in English, that this sentence is of simple present tense, or we can translate this sentence in with the structure of simple present tense. So the sense is, I will describe it with this timeline. This timeline, this point is present, and before present, this is past, and after present is future. Up to infinity and up to infinity here and future. So we have to determine that when does an action occur. That is the tense. Tense means time of occurrence of an action. So here in this tense, simple present tense, an action that occurs over here, it means that here at present, and it occurs permanently. It shows permanence. Permanence means it was there in the past and it will be there in future. That's why it's permanent. Got it? An action that occurs over here at present permanently. And permanently by two reasons. Either by permanent habit or by nature. Nature is again permanent. There are many other things, which are not human beings. Human beings have habits, but the animals and other things, they don't have habits. Those things have got nature. For example, if you're talking about the lion doesn't have habits. Lion has nature. Lion lives in the jungle. Lion eats meat. The snake bites. The sun rises in the east. So these are certain things which have got certain habits. But human beings have certain habits. Other things have got nature. All the animals and birds and everything which has been created by Almighty Allah, other than human beings, they have got certain natures. They cannot change. But human beings have got habits. If the habit is permanent, we will describe this particular habit in simple present tense. So, an action that occurs over here at present permanently, and permanently by two reasons, either by permanent habit or by nature. This is the sense. Anything, any sentence where you feel some sort of permanence, it means that this is an action that's been done permanently. It was there in the past, it's here at present, and it will be there in future. That's why this is permanent. For example, I say, I get up early in the morning. It means that this is my permanent habit. I always go to playground in the evening. The sentence shows permanence. The birds fly in the air. The sentence itself shows permanence. So, an action that shows permanence. Right? So this is sense of simple present tense. Now, the third very important thing. This was something about accuracy. We have learned the structure of simple present tense. This is accuracy session. Now, we will discuss fluency. We have learned a tense. Now, how can we speak English? How can we make the part of our communication, part of a language, this particular tense? So, we will discuss the application of this tense. And the first and very important is routine life. We can describe, we can express our routine life with the help of this very simple structure very easily. We can form 100 sentences because we have learned the structure. We know the structure, subject plus V1 plus object. And when we will describe our routine life, normally the subject will be I, because I am talking about my routine life. Then I use first form of the verb, then object. Now let's see, how can we speak with the help of simple present tense? We have learned the structure, we don't know the sense, we know the sense, the sense of the tense or the identification of the tense. Now, how can we apply this tense in our language? How can we speak English language with the help of this simple sentence, this simple tense, the simple structure? So, the first application is routine life. After this video, you will have to practice yourself. How can you express, how can you describe your routine life? What is routine life? Whatever you do from morning to night, that's your routine life. So, let's start. First of all, I am going to tell you about my routine life. Listen to me carefully and then you will practice yourself. In the next video, I will discuss some other uses of this simple tense, simple present tense. With the help of this very simple structure, you will start speaking English. Let's see. I get up early in the morning at 6 o'clock. I offer my Fajr prayer and then I recite some verses of Holy Quran. After that, I take my breakfast. In my breakfast, I normally take egg and bread. Then I brush my teeth. After that, I get ready for my school. I put on my uniform, I put on my dress, I polish my shoes, I put on my shoes, and then I leave for school. I go to school by my own car. I reach school at 8:15. I attend the morning assembly. After that, I take my first period. In my first period, I take English to class first year. And then in second period, I teach English to class second year. After that, I take rest for some time. Then I take fourth period. In fourth period, again I teach English to class first year. After that, I take tea, I take rest for some time. I am just telling you about the structure of the sentences. I am just using simple present tense. This structure, subject plus V1 plus object. Okay. Then, after 6th period, my classes are off. Then, I mark my attendance. After that, I go to academy. I take one English language class there, and then I take lunch. After that, I leave for my home. I reach home at 2 p.m. I offer my Zuhr prayer, and then I take rest for some time. I sit with my kids, I teach them, and then I go to playground. I play cricket for some time. I gossip with my friends. Then I come back to home. I read newspaper sometime. I watch TV, and sometime I use internet, and then I sit with my family. I discuss some domestic issues with them, and then I watch TV. I watch dramas. I like some Pakistani dramas very much, and then I take dinner normally at 9 o'clock. After that, I play with my kids. Then at 10 o'clock, I go to bed. Have you noticed that? I just used this very simple structure. Subject plus V1 plus object. Now, you will practice yourself. Just try to speak out. Just try to express yourself on the basis of this very simple structure. Subject plus V1 plus object. You will describe your routine life yourself. This is just one application. Just with the help of this very simple structure, just one tense, you can speak a lot. This is just one application that you can describe your routine life. You can express your routine life with the help of simple present tense. Whatever you do from morning to night, then we will discuss some more uses, some more applications, permanent habits, nature, schedules, commentary, drama, and photographic captions. There are many uses of this very simple structure, and the tense is simple present tense. Just listen to my routine life. Just focus on the structure. What is the structure? Simple subject, which was I, first form of the verb, then object. But the thing is that for fluency, you will have to speak out yourself. You have to practice. So that's all for today. In the next videos, I will discuss some more uses, some more application of this tense. And this was my guarantee that just with the help of this very simple tense, you will speak English. You will start speaking English. Then we will discuss some more tenses and some other types of sentences. And then, inshallah, if you are willing to learn, if you are willing to speak, you will speak. And this is very simple. This is very easy. बिल्कुल आसानी के साथ, very basic चीज़ों के साथ, simple structure के साथ आप इंग्लिश बोलना सीखेंगे. That's my guarantee. Thank you very much. Allah Hafiz.